Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole, hosted by two nationally published Atlanta interior designers, Joanne Kandrak and Kelly Cole. These energetic women are also world travelers, charity givers, and bloggers with a wealth of information to share and stories to tell about the interior design world. Okay, now just a warning, this is going to be fun and not too serious. After all, they still do have an interior design business running at full speed.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Inside Design with Kandrak and Cole, and today is episode 41. And we are going to talk about our Designer for a Day program that we have here at Kandrak and Cole. And just to give you a little background, so about 2 years ago, we looked at each other and we realized that we were turning away qualified, really legitimate clients because they didn't fit into our model for an ideal client needing full service design. And that was really foolish on our part because, you know, these people still had, legit money to spend. It just didn't really, like I said, fit into the box of how we were operating. And so we had to find a way to help these potential clients. And so our Designer for a Day program was born.
So when we talk about our full service design, for those of you that don't really know what that is, that would be where we would come to your home for a consultation. We would talk about your needs, wants, your budget, and all that. We would go and take measurements and take photographs and then come back to you with a design fee for that project. And then
that's normally like a whole house or 1 to 3 rooms.
Yeah.
Say. Okay.
So, we all agree on the design fee. We get started. We come back in anywhere from 6 to 10 weeks, depending on what we're doing, how custom it is. And then we would present the design. You'd come to our office. We'd show you all the fabrics, all the samples, have a beautiful rendering to show you. You love everything. You sign, you pay, and then you wait until everything comes in. Then we come. We install everything. We
at one time.
Stylize it. It's all done in one day.
Or a couple if it's a whole house.
And it's done from A to Z.
Yep.
That's a full service design.
Yep.
So since not everybody can do that or wants to do that, we created this Designer for a Day program, which basically it's a 4-hour concierge service where we're at the beck and call of our clients. So we can tackle anything that you request. So designing a room from A to Z, once again, but not installing it. Selecting a full interior or exterior paint palette, which really alone is huge because lot of people, it's really hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We can create a family gallery of portraits, anything really that is challenging that client. And it could be just one of those things where I hate this about this room. I just don't like the flush mount lights in this area. So anything that is sort of either bothering them and they just don't have like a full room maybe
sometimes
that they wanted to.
Sometimes it's a mishmash.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of the beauty of it.
It's whatever you want.
So we're generally at the client's house from about 10 to 2. So it's a 4-hour consultation basically, and the cost is $1,500.
Yep. So it's worked out great. I mean, we've been doing it for 2 years, and we probably do, I don't know, maybe one a week, or it depends. Once, a couple a month. It just depends on, who's calling in. But so what we ask the client, let's say a client calls in, and Amy's qualifying them as she does, and she determines. Well, they both determine kind of mutually that maybe full service is a little too overwhelming for that client. It's just not what they need. And Amy tells them about the Designer for a Day program, and it seems to be a go. So what we then ask the clients to do before we arrive is to, number one, really sit down and speak openly and honestly with all the family members about what everybody wants and what the desired, outcome should be. And we also ask our clients to be really honest with their budget. And this is more of a conversation with their spouse because they don't like to have these conversations. And
a lot of times people don't really realize what things cost.
They don't really know. But if you were to say, okay, so then you want to spend $50,000, they'll go, well, no, okay, so you want to spend 30? Well, yeah, okay. So they do have, a budget in mind. They just really don't want to say it or don't want to put their finger on it. So, but it's still an investment, even though it's this concierge service, because or else you wouldn't be calling us. So, and then the next thing we ask our clients to do to prepare for our visit is to really sit down, take some time, and prepare an idea book for us via Pinterest, House, cut out magazines, we don't care, just to show us kind of your taste, or at a minimum, the things that you gravitate towards, because we're really there to solve your problems for you, and we want to hit a home run. So to do that, we have to be really efficient in this 4-hour, time frame.
So let's explain to them like what a typical design for a day is like. Okay. And the other thing we need is when we come to your house, we need your Wi-Fi password, because literally we sit, most of the time it's the kitchen table or dining room table, and we sit like right next to each other with our laptops, and we get all set up, and then the client will sort of walk us through. And we just did one a couple weeks ago, and it was interesting because this was a perfect sort of, I have one room that's really driving me crazy and I need to do a few things, but then I don't like the light in my foyer. These pillows look tired. I need to fluff those up. So it's kind of nice because these are the sort of things that people like, and I do it too. You look around your house and you're like, God, that's driving me crazy, but I don't know, I'll get around to that. Or sometimes they don't even know where to go to get it, and it just all seems very overwhelming, but it's just sort of like little piecemeal things.
Yeah, and what's so funny is the girl that you're talking about, she's been a full service client for years. We've done, I think we've done their whole house. Her house is all over our website, and but she didn't need it this time.
But she's like, I'm really sorry, there's a few things I need to do, but I don't think I can afford you guys. We're like, no. We don't, that's not all we do. We'll be happy to help you. And actually, doing this is really rewarding in a whole nother way, because it's just
we know her so well.
All these little things are nagging, and 9 times out of 10, like afterward, well, no, probably every single time when we are done, people are like, you can just feel this weight off of them because they're finally going to get some things done that they haven't been able to do it. But what we're doing is we're arming you with what to buy. We're not going to order it. We're not going to go through the whole, you're going to order it. So let's go, let's start with.
Yeah. Well, first I want to tell you like another example. So we had another client. Again, it's funny, when I thought of these examples, I didn't even I didn't remember that they were full service clients first, that then called us for a design for a day. So it was really nice because we enjoy still working with them. But so this couple called us, and they have an incredible house, and they've got 2 little kids, and they'd had a flood in their basement. And so they were like, okay, now's the time to kind of do some stuff to it. But our kids are still really little. And what we'd really like is if you can help us to lay out this basement so that it's really a kids center, but we're going to hang out with them too because they're little.
Well, the other thing too was they had selected a couple of things and really just wanted confirmation. So, a lot of times people, they kind of know what they want, and they'll go out to the stores and they want to touch and feel and look, and they want to stay in that price point, and they had samples there and said, do you think we'd be good with this?
Yes.
So that's another way. If you've got, a few things that you want to do, but you're not quite ready to pull the trigger. Yeah.
So she needed a lot of help with toy storage. And we had to get really creative, and it was super fun. And we did some funky stuff for them so they could hang out there with the kids. So that's a typical design for a day. So let's go through kind of what we provide for the client as an end result after those 4 hours.
Okay, so we go ahead and let's just say, for example, her master bedroom was something that she liked her, some of her furniture. She definitely wanted a new headboard, new bedding, and some new window treatments. So we go through, we measure, we then sit down at our laptops, and we go to our favorite retail sources for bedding. Mm-hmm. And one of us is selecting that. The other one was selecting a new dresser. And so we kind of work together to get all these pieces together. And we then create a keynote. So you see these
kind of a PowerPoint.
Yeah, those mood boards that you see people, they'll have the light and they'll have the fabric on there. So we're creating the keynote so they can get a visual. And then separately, one of us is creating the links. So for example, if I selected a Pottery Barn coverlet with 2 shams, I'm going to create the link, and then she can go press that link and go order that herself.
Mm-hmm. The other thing we do, if a client has asked us to do an entire room, which happens all the time, we will measure the room and quickly just lay it out on graph paper and then lay out the whole design and then give that to them. So it's totally to scale. We know that it's right. And we ask them, if you're going to change anything that we've done, at least stick with the measurements that we have given you. So scale is very, very important. It's one of the most challenging things for a novice. So if you want to change this end table, please stay with the width and the height that I've given you, and you'll be totally good to go scale wise.
And there are some things that, and we've talked about this many times before, that people don't really realize because they're not so readily available unless you're looking for it. And that would be a 3-way 150 watt lamp. Mm-hmm. We always go, most people don't realize that you need to go bigger and taller with lamps. Mm-hmm. It really adds it just adds more to the room. Absolutely. And it's great for reading.
Yep.
So we are giving all those tips along the way as we're giving the products for them to purchase.
Yeah. So on the PowerPoint, we're calling it a keynote because we use a Mac and we like that. We like that platform. But you'll have a picture of every single thing we're specifying with the measurements, and then the link is on the separate page. So the other thing that we provide for our clients here in Atlanta is local contractors to use if they need them. So, we've worked, and that's really a big value for them because, we have this is our posse. We have vetted these guys. We've worked with them for years. We trust them. We know that our contractors will take good care of our clients. And so if they need a painter, an electrician, a plumber, a wallpaper installer, for our Design for a Day clients, we do share those resources.
Yep.
And then if we need to do custom window treatments, it's a little bit tougher. If the client's up for it, we will share our workroom and do a little work for them on the side. It's kind of hard to do custom window treatments for Design for a Day, but if they're kind of a flexible, easy client, we have no problem. We'll send them fabric samples, and then we will have our workroom go out and measure and do window treatments for them as just kind of a courtesy.
So coming into the conversation of sending them links, these are things that they're purchasing online retail, and you may ask the question, well, I don't know, can I really buy a sofa online? I mean, I myself would be totally afraid to if I didn't know what I knew.
Yeah.
So because our industry is changing quite a bit, and a lot of the furniture that we sell is a little more available to the general public at a much higher price, I would say.
Yes, for
but
sure.
If a person is of the thought that they kind of want to do it themselves, they want to be in control of placing the order and tracking the order, and they're fine. Maybe they work from home, so they don't have to worry, they can have it delivered. So when we're sourcing anything that is furniture related, or let's just say rugs, screens can play major tricks with color.
Yeah.
So we're specifying things that at one point used to only be available to us, but now some of these things are available to the public. So when we go to High Point, that's one of the things we do. We see a lot of these things in person. And so we have the Pantone colors when we're looking at rugs. So lighting, we've seen these things in person. So a lot of the things the links that we're giving you are things that we've seen and we're comfortable giving you the power to go buy these and knowing that you won't get it from UPS and go, oh man, that's not what I thought it would be. So, but our Design for a Day clients are asking us for a lot of things: furniture, rugs, lighting, art, paint colors, tile, fabrics, and bedding. That's probably like the major, maybe, or tips on stylizing. Yeah, I was going to say sometimes they'll have, 3 or 4 pieces of art that they haven't hung because they don't know where to put it, and they just need somebody to tell them where to put it, or need to say, should I keep this or not? And we're always extremely honest. So it's just a good way to have somebody come in. It's like a little checkup too.
Yeah, totally.
Should I keep this? Is it good? Sometimes. Always people, think, I don't know if that'll work, but we'll find a place for it.
Or like with this woman that who was our Design for a Day that we did so much stuff. We're doing her bedroom, and she's like, okay, so I know that, my bedroom furniture's, I've had it forever, but it's still fine. So I just want to get new bedding and art and window treatments. And we started, but we knew the look that she wanted. She wanted to go a lot lighter. She wanted to go a little bit like
transitional,
restoration hardware-ish, And so we're like in the middle of this design, and I turned to her and I said, I just want to be really honest with you. Like, is there any way that you would consider changing your bedroom furniture? Because we're forcing this. The look that you want and that we did downstairs already is not jiving if we keep this furniture. And, and surprisingly, she was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm totally up for it. And we were like, and so it was great because we really did her a service. I didn't want to waste her money. I just felt so badly, forcing, because she would have spent a couple $1,000s and it wouldn't have been right.
There's times that you can just do a quick little refresh. But like Kelly said, like sometimes if it's forced, you're not going to get the look you want. So if she couldn't have afforded it at the time, we could have, go ahead, save up. We'll either come back and help you with that, or we can pick it now. And so you'll know what to look for later.
Yeah, exactly. So it worked out. I'm so excited we haven't helped. She hasn't bought everything yet, but we're excited.
Well, we did do a podcast on our favorite catalogs or online shops. And so here's an example of just some of the ones we use. Ballard Designs, Pottery Barn, Restoration Hardware, Lamps Plus, Overstock.com, Wayfair, Paragold, Birch Lane, Front Gate, Etsy, Build.com is another one we really like.
Yeah.
And so those are just a few. But those are very easy for us to just put that link to that exact product. It's all on a nice little form, and they just click and order it.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice that the retail, designers complain about it 24/7, but we've just found that in our changing environment, with the consumer changing, that not everybody wants full service, and they want to do it on their own, and they want to buy it, over time, or they want to put it on their credit card and track it themselves and put it together themselves, and that's okay too.
But I feel like, there's a lot of information out there, blogs telling you how to style a bookcase or whatever. But there are some people that they just can't go to that level. They just need someone to sort of give them some guidance. It's just like buying hair color. I used to color my hair, and when I look back at the pictures, oh my God, that was really kind of crappy. I had a friend who, got me who would send me the right product, but it really wasn't right. And so, even though I could buy the hair color, it didn't mean I should be doing it.
That is such a good analogy. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Well, and I am a big review person. Like, I write the reviews, I lean on the reviews, I depend on the reviews. They're really, really helpful. So when you're ordering this stuff online, I really rely on the reviews. So we pulled a full test, a few testimonials from some of our Design for a Day clients, because I thought it was interesting to get some feedback, and I looked back over these and I pulled some from emails and from our website. So here's
the bragging part.
Yeah. But I thought it was kind of cool. So Melanie said on she did a house review for us, and she said, I had Kelly and Joanne over for a design consult today, and I couldn't be more pleased with my result. They helped me design a basement complete with all new finishes and furniture. They were punctual, professional, and extremely efficient. I can't believe what they accomplished in 4 hours. I'm already looking forward to having them back for help for my next project.
And it's true, like I said, it's very rewarding for us, because I think we really take a lot of pressure off of people, of things that have been bothering them, and they just couldn't figure out how to do it, or they were thinking about doing something, but they weren't 100% sure. So they're like, what paint you like, this one or that one? Oh, that one. Okay, done. So it really, it's very, very efficient, and we get a lot done. All right, so this one is from Amy. If you're looking for a home decorating assistance, you must contact Kandrak & Cole. We recently built a house that was contractor quality. I wanted to transform my house into a home, but after making independent purchases, soon I realized I needed expert advice. This was my first experience with a home design team, and I'm more than pleased. I expected nice items, but the quality of their selections for my home exceeded expectations. The art, light, fixtures, and pillows, in addition to their recommendations, were exceptional. When questions arose, their responsiveness was without delay. I chose design for a day and couldn't be more happy with the quality of service. When I come home each evening, my first thought is how nice my home looks and how happy I am with the outcome. This one was an investment and money well spent.
Yeah, and so it still was an investment, like I said, earlier, but it was kind of on her terms, and I think it just, for her, they again had a new baby and another one on the way, and she was really proud of her home, but they just didn't have a ton of money, but she was willing to spend. Yeah. She just had to kind of do it on her terms.
And kind of our other thought is, when doing a room, like in our full service, it is, from beginning to end, and it's done all at once. And that's really kind of a luxury to have that done.
Yeah.
And so I just noticed, even in my own home, if I do one or two things, I don't really get that big bang for my buck. So that's why a lot of people, I think, don't really do it. But even if you don't have the money, you have the plan. So you kind of are kind of pumped about that. So let's just say, okay, so this month we're going to buy the rug and the sofa they suggested. And then let's just wait 3 months because we're going to get some money for Christmas or we've got a bonus coming, and then they'll do it. So I think if you have a plan, you're already, there's an end, and it makes you feel better that, okay, now we know what to do. We can't afford to do it all right now, but we've got a plan.
And they can't screw up because, like I said, if they stick with the sizes and the floor plan and the scale, and we've talked them through textures.
Yeah, for
and
example,
colors.
that's the one thing too about retail and online. It might be out of stock. It's back ordered, but if they stick to the size, if the bedding, Pottery Barn, as much as I love, if they put something on sale, you either better get it right then or it's gone.
Yeah.
So if that particular, bedding happens to be gone, kind of stick with it. If we've picked all white, which we love to do, you can go back and
I drive my kids crazy. My daughter, she just moved to Chicago with her first new job, and she's in this cute little apartment, and she's totally doing it all by herself. And I'm like, measure. She's like, so Mom, I want to get this rug. I'm like, measure. I said, I'm in my head, I'm thinking you need a 5x8, but you've got to measure before. She's like, well, I found this one on Overstock. Did you measure? It's just this constant scale thing that I'm beating into their heads. So. But it makes a difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So that's kind of the rundown on that program. Like I said, we've had great success with it. And we realize that, not everybody can take advantage of our full service design. And that's totally fine. We just want to create beautiful spaces and make people's homes beautiful. So however which way we can do it is our pleasure. So.
Yeah. And to solving a problem, a lot of times people just... They're just paralyzed.
Stuck.
They're stuck.
Yep.
So it's kind of nice to,
help them out. Yeah. All right. Which quote you want today?
I'll do the first one because I like it.
Okay.
All right. So,
inspirational quote of the day.
Inspirational quote. Your diet is not only what you eat, it's what you watch, what you listen to, what you read, the people you hang around. Be mindful of the things you put into your body emotionally, spiritually, and physically.
So true, right?
Very true.
Especially with the news right now. It's like,
yes.
I don't even want to turn it on.
Yes.
It just is toxic. Yeah, right? All right, here is the funny quote. And I think that I'm hoping that
You're dating yourself totally.
I know. And I was going to say, I hope that a good part of our audience is around our age because you will think this is so funny. Okay, ready? I feel sorry for Netflix era kids. They will never know the high stakes adrenaline of running to the bathroom, fridge, bedroom in a single ad break with the beckoning call of a sibling screaming, "It's on!" to send you hurtling over furniture to get back in time. Do you have instant vision in your brain?
Oh my God, running.
To
get back.
Oh yeah,
because it's never to be found again.
Yeah, none of this pausing, none of this taping, none of this, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just I can hear my sister now, screaming.
Yeah.
It's on.
So there's
Hurry.
a little bit of exciting news.
Okay.
I'm very, very excited because we don't generally have a lot of guests on because Kelly and I feel like we have so much to talk about, but we like to have guests every now and then.
Yeah.
And so there was someone who I thought about asking, and I thought, oh, I don't know. She's probably too big. She's probably too important. I don't know if she'd want to come onto our podcast, but I thought, what the heck, I'm going to ask anyway. And she agreed. And
Are you going to tell us who it is?
I probably should. Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm getting to the point.
Okay.
So she will be taping with us. I think it's the second week of December. So it will probably come out right around right a little before the holidays. So when you have some extra time, you're in holiday mode, and you can just listen to our guest, who is.
Golly, get to it.
Right after the commercial, I'll tell you who it is.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so it is Sue Wadden. She is the director of color marketing for Sherwin-Williams. Now, she's a really big deal.
That's cool.
She is the one who works on the whole forecast that we talked about last time, the whole forecasting of colors and how she does it. I'm really not going to tell you anything more, but I'm going to tell you it will be one you're going to want to listen to because it's going to be really, really good.
Yeah, think about the effect that her research and what she produces has on the world. Our world, our industry of fabrics and textiles and fashion.
I think it's going to be really, really interesting, and it's really not even just related to design. I mean, it's just color in general.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with how we live and
I think
how
forecasting
we see
in general is fascinating. Like, how do you know? How'd you figure that out? How do you know what's going to come down the pike? Where do you get that information?
And how did she get that job? What is she? Yeah. So we're going to talk to her. I'm really, really excited to have somebody that exciting.
Yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
On our show.
That's cool. All right. Well, thanks for listening. If you are in the Atlanta area and you would like us to come and visit you for Design for a Day, just give us a buzz. Info at candrak-cole.com. Look us up. You know how to find us all over social media, Candrak Cole. And
we have a contact us page on the website there.
Yeah, give us a call. We'll help you out. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Join Joanne and Kelly weekly for a lively conversation about trends, travels to industry events, current design projects, the good, the bad, and the ugly, do's and don'ts, product recommendations, and more. Be sure to follow the fun on Facebook. They're on Instagram at Candrak Cole, and of course, you've got to visit them online at candrak-cole.com for more information.